So when my son Tim was 11, he was depressed, and we knew he was a little bit depressed. He was in his room, and later he would describe it as he wanted the voices in his head to stop screaming at him, and he put his head through the drywall. He was trying to break his head open to get the voices out of his head. And when he couldn't, obviously we run upstairs, you hear a kid put their head through the drywall. He had taken the screen off his bedroom window and was attempting to climb out onto the roof to jump out his second-story window. And as he raced around his room, and my husband tried to keep him away from the window, and he was ranting and raving to himself, and I call his psychologist, and we take him to the hospital. I remember that we didn't sleep for about 3 days, because turning your 11-year-old over to a locked psychiatric ward means that you are the worst parent on the planet. And the guilt associated with that was so bad. My husband and I literally sat and stared at each other for almost 24 hours. And it was hard. The hardest thing was he had to be strapped to a gurney because he kept trying to hurt himself. So watching my little guy strapped to a gurney, arms and legs, and hearing him scream as they took him away, and then getting the phone call a couple hours later to give them permission to shoot him up full of Thorazine. That was rough. Because we had not medicated him at all to that point. We just didn't. You don't put your kids on psych meds. Kids don't get schizophrenia. Kids don't have mental illness, right? That's what everybody thinks. So I didn't know what to do.